Welcome to Maths Bridge. Let's learn Java programming. Folks, please do visit us at our YouTube channel Maths Bridge. I think you are already subscribed to the channel. If you have not, please do subscribe the channel and then support us. Thank you and then happy learning. Here is our today's agenda. So far we know that how we are using output stream, right? System.out.println, which we are using to actually sending a text message programmatically from the program to the console so that we are displaying on the console, right? Now what you are saying is that how you are going to read the user input provided by the user from through the console. So if you type something on the console, how the program can read that the input stream. That's the what we're gonna see today. We have many ways to do that, but we were going to cover one case today so that we will get a basic concept right at first place. Okay, so we have a package called java.util.scanner, which we supposed to use for reading the input when we are trying to use a scanner. So our requirement here is to create a scanner object, but in order you to actually use this, you have to include this the package java.util.scanner. If you, let's say for example, if I comment this, no, what happens is like it throws an error because unresolved object is what it refers. Scanner cannot be resolved because it doesn't have a knowledge, right? So let's take out these comments now. You have to include this now, no errors, but small warning, but we can take it out in the next example how we are going to fix this problem. But yeah, this is what actually we see, like a scanner object get created. It's a new scanner system.in. System.in is basically input stream, right? Input stream is what you are going to be supplied as input to the scanner object. So scanner object is now reading the input stream, right? And then my scanner object is like scanner variable which is holding object reference, right? That is how we do, right, in other things also. Okay, better thing is like good practice is to actually give some kind of a printf statements to, so that like a user can act upon, right? Otherwise I don't know like whether the program is really expecting something from user, right? So nice to have like these statements. Enter username and then go to the next line. This is basically called as like in a blocking call, and then it is expecting user to actually put some input from the console so that it reads it and then prints it. Okay, let me run this program and see how the output would be. Okay, so it is prompting enter username. If I say like I say Maths Bridge, right? So that means like the minute I enter uh, enter from keyboard, this uh, object dot next line will read the text information. The text is nothing but a string, right? So we require a string variable, username as a string variable which hold this text and then prints on the console. Let's see like how it goes. Do you see? So my username variable is now holding the line is being read by the my scanner object as a string. So that same string I am displaying on a console. So good, I am able to read and then display on the console. So we're gonna understand like why this is a warning, right? So in generally while writing a programs, either it is a error or warning, you got to fix it. You can't actually ignore. Okay, that's because the reason for actually prompting user certain things is basically to make a corrective action to it. So let's see like what is trying to say here, right? So what is saying is that there is a resource leak my scanner object, so it's recognizing as some issue. So it is actually giving the following options for us to see if I can use anything. Either I can use a suppress warning. Certainly we can do that, just making sure that the compiler is happy by saying this way, but that's not a good practice of doing things. What you do, you just see like whether we can any meaningful way to fix this problem. So the one thing that I see is like using like a try block surrounded by the try, automatically it does. So whenever you're reading the data from the input stream, you are trying to actually encapsulate with a try. That is one way this warning can go away. Now let's look at this program. So do you see like any difference from the previous one? So I can actually display the previous one too. Okay, in this case what happens is like we are trying to use like a next line method for reading the input text information, right? Now what we are doing is like you are trying to parse the input text info into integer value, assuming that like you are trying to enter the number. But input scanner is always system in always gives like a text stream, right? IO stream. So you have to convert that into the integer if you are assuming that you are sending an integer number. What that means is like, let me run this program and then let you know. So it's prompts say enter the number. What number I'm entering? Let's say I'm entering 20. But 20 as a 2 char, right? So it is treating as a text, a string information, right? Because IO stream, treating as a string literal information, right? So that's why the object is holding 20 as a string. What you would be doing now, you are just converting that into a integer. So the method that you have to use is like a next int. That means it is reading the input and then converting that into a integer. So I am assigning that converted value into a variable called inum of type int. Now I can actually straight away print this number, right? That's why if I enter here, the minute you enter, the line number 15 executes. The line number 14 is called as a blocking call. It is waiting for user to actually feed the input. Do you see? User input is 20. Right now it is a 20 because the 20 is an integer number. You already converted from input stream to int. Suppose you are trying to give input as a double. Then what modification that I have to do for the previous program is just next double conversion. For the scanner object dot next double gives you double value, and hence you require a variable with double declaration, so of type double. What I meant to say, so dnum is the variable which is going to hold a double value from the input, right? So same thing I can display. This is only the change that I can do. What it means is that all primitive data types can be used with my scanner object. Let's say I am entering as a 23.45. so the same value that I am going to print. Double means like a floating value, right? So it has a a whole number dot decimal values, right? This is how it is. Let's look at now this sample program. Basically I was trying to create a simple calculator which takes two inputs from user, and also like what operation that it would need to perform. These three inputs I am reading from user and then do the rest of the math. So if you look at a conceptually, what I'm using like a do while loop for read the input value, and also using like a system.in.read for reading 1 char, right? Because I'm if I look at my menu options are 1 2 3 4, so 1 char is option is what I'm trying to look at now. Okay, and then also I'm using like a scanner object for reading the input numbers like a num1 num2 and all right. So I'm also using like a switch statement based out of the choice and then given numbers. I do math, okay, adding numbers, subtracting numbers, or multiplication or the division. If I don't see that any one of these choice as a operator choice as an input, then I would actually declare as a unknown input operator, right? Otherwise the computed value is what I am going to display here. You also know like why I'm using like a do while loop, right? For a given option it is keep trying. Okay, let's see like how this program runs, and then gives you like a feeling that like how the input stream and output stream and then all other programming concepts can be leveraged for actually accomplish this task. Okay, so I'm running this program. So to understand uh, better view, like probably I'm just putting up on the console. So you see that options. So help on add, subtraction, multiplication, division. Choose one of them you have to choose. Let's say I'm choosing 5. What happens is like the 5 is not within this option. So what it will do, it is going to let you know that like boss something is problem, right? So enter input. If I say 34 is my input, and 23 is another input, what it says like unknown input operator, because whatever you are adding is unknown. You can still improvise this program, even at this level also you can just filter it out. That still can be doable, but let's go with next options. Now I'm saying that my operator is like 1, because I'm trying to add the two numbers. I will add like 25 and then give like second number as a 50. You see the computing, the result is like a 75. This is how I can actually use combination of like an input stream and arithmetic operations, right? And also like a do while loop and then switch statement. Make use of these things. I could actually create a simple the calculator functionality using Java program, right? This is one of the real-time simple example, but you still can do a lot more the real-time problems which leveraging all Java concepts so far whatever we covered. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, click on bell icon and leave the comments. Happy learning. Thank you. Stay tuned to upcoming sessions.